Okay, wait, hold on. Before we even say hi to everybody, I need to ask you something.
Uh-oh, that tone. What did you do?
Nothing. I just read something last night and I have not stopped thinking about it. Sarah, have you ever heard of someone sneaking into a palace, rolled up inside a carpet?
Wait, what? Like an actual carpet? Rolled up like a burrito?
Exactly, like a burrito, a human burrito being carried on someone's shoulder into the most powerful man in the world's private room.
David, that sounds like something from a movie.
It's not a movie, it's history. And the person inside that carpet became one of the most famous women who ever lived.
Okay, now I have to know. Hi, everyone. By the way, welcome back to the show.
Hey, welcome back. Sarah, I love that you jumped straight into the story. No patience today.
I can't help it. You open with a carpet burrito. What do you expect?
Fair. Okay, so today's story, it's got love, it's got war, it's got poison, snakes, betrayal, secret boat rides at midnight.
This is basically a whole Netflix series.
Basically, and it's all true. Or, well, mostly true. Historians still argue about some parts.
Ooh, mystery. I like it.
So today, my friend, we are talking about Cleopatra.
Yes. Okay, I've been waiting for us to do this one.
The last queen of Egypt. And trust me, everything you think you know about her, there's probably a twist you didn't expect.
All right. Let's get into it. Where does this story even start?
So picture a city right on the coast, the Mediterranean Sea just crashing against the walls, and this city is basically the coolest place on earth at the time.
Which city are we talking about?
Alexandria in Egypt. And I mean, this place had everything, a massive library with basically every book that existed back then, scientists, poets, mathematicians, all just hanging around.
Wait, so it's like the ancient version of a huge university town?
Yes, exactly that. A university town, but with a giant lighthouse and palaces by the sea.
Okay, I already want to move there.
Right? So this is where our girl Cleopatra is born in the year 69 BC.
69 BC. Okay, so we're talking over 2,000 years ago.
Over 2,000 years, yeah. And here's the first twist. Cleopatra wasn't actually Egyptian by blood.
Wait, what? I thought she was like the Egyptian queen.
She ruled Egypt, but her family was Greek. Her ancestors came from a general who worked under Alexander the Great, and his family just stayed in Egypt and ruled it for around 300 years.
Huh, I did not know that.
Most people don't. Her father was King Ptolemy the 12th.
Ptolemy. That's a fun name to say.
Ptolemy. Yeah, try saying it 5 times fast.
Ptolemy. Okay, I already messed it up. Moving on.
Moving on. So Cleopatra grows up in this palace, and honestly, her childhood is not simple at all.
Why? What was going on?
Well, in her family, it was actually normal for brothers and sisters to marry each other to keep the royal bloodline pure.
Oh, that's a lot.
Right, and you can imagine what that does to a family. Everyone's fighting for the throne, brothers against brothers, sisters against sisters.
So basically, it's a full family drama before she's even a teenager.
Total chaos. But little Cleopatra, she goes a totally different direction.
How so?
She becomes obsessed with learning, like genuinely obsessed. She's reading everything in that giant library. She's studying math, philosophy, music, medicine.
Wow, she sounds like the kid who finishes her homework early and then asks the teacher for more.
Exactly that kid, but a princess version.
Okay, but here's what I find interesting. You said her family was Greek, right? So did she even speak Egyptian?
This is actually one of my favorite facts about her. Most of the kings and queens before her, over almost 300 years, never bothered to learn the Egyptian language.
Wait, seriously? They ruled Egypt and didn't speak Egyptian?
Never learned it. They thought it wasn't important enough for royalty.
That's kind of arrogant, honestly.
Super arrogant. But Cleopatra broke that pattern. She learned Egyptian. And not just Egyptian, she reportedly spoke something like 7 or 8 languages.
7 or 8? Okay, now I feel bad about my 2.
Ha, don't feel bad. We're working on it. That's literally why people are listening to us right now.
True. Okay, continue.
So here's a word for it, actually. Cleopatra was incredibly ambitious. And I don't mean that in a bad way here. I mean, she had huge goals and she worked hard to reach them.
Ambitious. Okay, so like someone who really wants to achieve big things and actually pushes to get there.
Exactly. That's ambitious. You could say, my sister is so ambitious, she wants to open 3 restaurants by the time she's 30.
Oh, I like that. My cousin is exactly like that. I visited her last year and she had this whole timeline on her wall, every goal with a deadline next to it. I was kind of amazed, honestly.
See, that's ambitious. And Cleopatra had that energy times 100 because it wasn't just about restaurants, it was about an entire kingdom.
Right, the stakes were a tiny bit higher.
A tiny bit, yeah. So she's learning everything she can, connecting with her people, but actually speaking their language. And meanwhile, outside the palace walls, the world is getting dangerous.
Dangerous how?
Rome.
Oh boy, Rome is always the answer in these stories, isn't it?
Every single time. Rome is growing, taking over more land every single year, and everybody everywhere is terrified of them.
And Egypt?
Egypt was rich, full of grain and gold, but militarily, not strong anymore. Cleopatra's father knew this, so he tried to be friendly with Rome.
Let me guess, it didn't go great.
It did not go great. He gave them gifts, money, favors, but the Romans just laughed at him behind his back. They actually nicknamed him the flute player.
Ouch, that's brutal.
Brutal, right? And then, when Cleopatra was 18, her father dies.
Oh, wow. Okay, so now what happens?
Now, my friend, Cleopatra becomes queen. And here's where things get really interesting.
Okay, 18 years old and suddenly you're the queen of Egypt. That's a lot of pressure.
Massive pressure. And here's the catch. Tradition said she had to share the throne.
Share it with who?
Her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII. The kid was 10 years old.
10? So she's ruling next to a literal child.
A literal child, yeah. And Cleopatra, being Cleopatra, was not exactly thrilled about splitting power with the 10-year-old.
I mean, fair. If I built my whole life around studying and preparing to rule, and then I have to share it with someone still learning to tie his shoes?
Exactly that feeling. So at first, it kind of works. They rule together. But really, Cleopatra is the one making the real decisions. She's meeting foreign leaders, controlling the money, running the show.
And I'm guessing the people around her little brother didn't love that.
You guessed right. His advisors hated it. They wanted the boy to be the real king, someone they could actually control, not a smart, strong-willed queen who does her own thing.
So what did they do?
They started a whisper campaign, basically, telling people she was dangerous, that she wanted too much power, that she didn't respect tradition.
Wow. So like ancient political propaganda?
100%. Yeah, just no internet. So it spread through the palace instead of social media.
Ha! Palace gossip instead of a Twitter storm.
Exactly. And it worked. After about 3 years, they forced her out. She had to run for her life.
Where does she go?
Syria. 21 years old, and she just lost her entire kingdom.
Okay, that's rough. 21 and already losing everything you worked your whole life for.
Painfully rough. But here's the thing about Cleopatra. She does not sit around feeling sorry for herself.
No?
No, she starts building an army, talking to local leaders, making deals, collecting soldiers. She's planning her comeback.
Okay, I respect that energy. Down bad, but already plotting the next move.
Exactly. When your back's against the wall, you either give up or you fight harder. And she chose to fight harder.
Oh, wait, that's a nice phrase. Say that again. Back against the wall?
Yeah, your back's against the wall. It basically means you're in a really difficult situation. No easy way out. You're kind of trapped, and you have to make a decision. Fight or give up.
Oh, I love that one. Like, I had my back against the wall during finals week. 3 exams in one day.
Perfect example. That's exactly it. And Cleopatra had it 100 times worse. No kingdom, no money, no home. But she still didn't give up.
Okay, real quick, before we go further into this whole comeback plan, I just want to say something to everyone listening.
Oh, go for it.
Quick pause. If this is your first time here, hi, welcome. We're so glad you found us. This is EnglishFB, where we tell real stories and you just pick up English naturally along the way. If you're enjoying it, hit subscribe. It genuinely means a lot. Okay, back to Egypt.
And if you've been with us a while, thank you. Truly, you keep this show going.
All right, back to our story.
Right. While she's building her army out in Syria, something huge is happening back in Alexandria.
What was happening?
A Roman general shows up.
Ooh, okay, who?
Julius Caesar.
Oh, I actually know that name.
Everybody knows that name. Huh. So Caesar is one of the most powerful men alive at this point, and he's chasing an enemy of his, a guy named Pompey.
And Pompey runs to Egypt?
He runs to Egypt, thinking the Egyptians will protect him. Big mistake.
Why?
Because Cleopatra's brother's advisors, trying to please Caesar, murder Pompey the moment he arrives.
Oh no.
Yeah, and here's the thing, that totally backfires. Caesar shows up a few days later, and instead of being grateful, he's furious. It wasn't an honorable way to kill a man in his eyes.
So they basically threw Pompey under the bus for nothing.
Yes, actually, that's a great way to put it. Throw someone under the bus. That's our second expression today. It means you sacrifice or blame someone else to save or benefit yourself.
Right, like when the project failed, my coworkers threw me under the bus and told the boss it was all my idea.
Exactly. That's a perfect example. And that's basically what happened to poor Pompey. They threw him under the bus trying to impress Caesar. And it didn't even work.
Okay, so now Caesar is just in Alexandria, in the palace.
Right in the royal palace, yeah. And this is where things get really interesting for Cleopatra.
Because she's still stuck out in Syria.
She's still out there, but the second she hears Caesar is in Egypt, she knows this is her shot.
Her shot at what?
Getting her throne back. If she can convince Caesar to support her, her brother's advisors don't stand a chance.
Okay, but wait, how does she even get to him? Doesn't her brother control the whole city?
That's exactly the problem. If she just walks through the front gate, she's dead within minutes.
So what does she do?
This is where the carpet comes in.
Oh my gosh, the carpet. Finally. Okay, tell me.
So, one night, a small boat quietly pulls up near the palace. According to the famous story, a man gets out, carrying this huge, heavy, rolled-up carpet over his shoulder, though some historians think it may actually have been a large linen sack.
Okay.
He tells the guards he's got a gift for Caesar. They let him through, because, who suspects a carpet?
Nobody. That's the genius part.
Exactly. He walks into Caesar's private room, sets the carpet down on the floor, unrolls it,
And?
and out comes Cleopatra.
No way. She was actually inside it the whole time?
The whole time, rolled up, hidden, smuggled past an entire palace full of guards who wanted her dead.
Okay, that is genuinely one of the boldest things I've ever heard.
It really is. And it connects perfectly to something my grandmother used to say, actually.
Oh, tell me.
She always used to say, fortune favors the bold.
Fortune favors the bold. I like that. What does it actually mean exactly?
It basically means good luck, success tends to come to people who take risks, who are brave enough to act instead of just sitting around waiting.
Right, like if you never take the chance, you never get the reward.
Exactly. And honestly, that saying reminds me of my own dad. Years ago, he had this stable job, totally safe, and he wanted to quit and open his own little shop instead.
Oh, wow. And did he do it?
He did. Everyone told him it was too risky, that he should just stay safe. But he always said, if you don't take the risk, you'll never know what could have happened.
And how did it turn out?
It worked out great, actually. Took a couple hard years, but that little shop is still running today.
See? Fortune favors the bold, right there.
Right there. And Cleopatra? She basically bet her entire life on one bold move, hiding in a carpet and hoping Caesar wouldn't have her killed on the spot.
And instead?
Instead, he's completely impressed. But what happens next? Honestly, nobody saw it coming.
Okay, so what happens once she's, actually standing in front of him?
She starts talking, probably in Greek since they both spoke it, though some historians think Latin may have been possible too, which honestly just adds another language to her collection.
At this point, I've lost count of how many languages she knows.
Me too, honestly. But she's charming, she's sharp, she explains everything, how her brother's advisors are ruining Egypt, how she deserves the throne.
And Caesar just believes her?
Well, he's 52 years old at this point, and she's 21. And let's just say they get very close, very fast.
Oh, okay, so it's that kind of story too.
It's a little bit of everything, honestly. Some historians say they genuinely fell in love. Others say Cleopatra was just playing the game perfectly, using a connection to save her kingdom.
Maybe both, right? Those things aren't always separate.
That's exactly what I think too. Either way, Caesar decides to back her. He says she should be queen again, that her brother has to share power like tradition says.
And her brother's advisors just accept that?
Absolutely not.
They start a war instead. They attack the palace, and Caesar and Cleopatra get trapped inside with just a small group of Roman soldiers.
Oh no, that sounds terrifying.
It was intense. At one point, they even tried to burn the ships in the harbor to stop the enemy, and the fire spreads.
Wait, isn't this the fire people talk about? Didn't that famous library get damaged?
Yes, some historians believe part of the Great Library of Alexandria may have been damaged during this exact chaos, though historians still debate exactly what happened and how much, if anything, was actually lost.
Oh, that's heartbreaking, honestly. Imagine losing books that just don't exist anywhere else.
Truly heartbreaking. But eventually, more Roman soldiers arrive to help, and they defeat her brother's army.
And her brother?
He tries to escape across the Nile River, but his boat sinks, and he drowns.
Wow, so it really was fight to the very end for that throne.
To the very end. And now, finally, Cleopatra is queen again, completely secure this time.
Okay, breathe, everyone. She made it.
She made it. For now, at least.
Okay, so after all that chaos, what happens next? Do they just get some peace finally?
For a little while, yeah. Cleopatra and Caesar actually travel together down the Nile River. They see the pyramids, they talk about science and history.
That sounds honestly kind of romantic in a very ancient history kind of way.
It really does. And around this time, Cleopatra has a baby boy.
Oh, and Caesar's the father?
That's what Cleopatra says, yes, although Caesar never publicly confirmed it. She names the baby Caesarion, which basically means Little Caesar.
Cute name, honestly.
Right? Later, she actually travels to Rome with the baby. She wants Romans to see her, to respect her.
And how did that go over?
Not great, if I'm honest. A lot of Romans were not happy about a foreign queen staying in Caesar's villa. They didn't like foreign power getting that close to Rome.
I mean, that makes sense in a way from their side.
Totally makes sense. But then, in 44 BC, something huge happens.
Julius Caesar is murdered.
Wait, what? Just like that?
Just like that, a group of Roman senators stab him multiple times right there in the Senate. They were terrified he wanted to become king, and Rome, at that point, did not want kings anymore. They wanted a republic.
Oh my gosh, and Cleopatra's literally in Rome when this happens?
She's right there. Can you imagine? She's terrified, grabs her son, and rushes straight back to Egypt, not even sure what's going to happen next.
That's such a scary position to be in. The most powerful person protecting you is suddenly gone.
Exactly. And now she's completely on her own again, in a Rome that's about to explode into another civil war. And this is the part the history books don't always tell you about.
Okay, so who takes over after Caesar dies?
That's the big question everyone in Rome is fighting over. Eventually, two men come out on top, at least for a while, Mark Antony and a younger guy named Octavian.
And these two are what, working together?
At first, yeah, they team up, defeat the men who killed Caesar, and then split the Roman world between them. Octavian takes the west, Mark Antony takes the east.
Got it. So like two rivals sharing power for now.
Perfect word for it, actually. Rivals. That's someone competing against you for the same thing, same goal, same prize.
Right, like those two companies are total rivals, always trying to beat each other to the market.
Exactly that. And Antony and Octavian are rivals who, for the moment, are just barely getting along.
Okay, so where does Cleopatra come back into this?
Mark Antony needs money, big time, for his army, and Egypt has plenty of it. So he calls Cleopatra to meet him in a city called Tarsus.
And I'm guessing she doesn't show up quietly.
Ha, not even a little bit. She arrives on this stunning ship, purple sails, silver oars, dressed like she's basically a goddess.
Okay, dramatic entrance. I respect it.
Extremely dramatic, and it works. Mark Antony is completely amazed. And just like with Caesar, the two of them get very close, very fast.
Wow, déjà vu.
Total déjà vu. Maybe it's love, maybe it's strategy. Honestly, it's probably a mix again. He needs Egypt's money, she needs Rome's protection.
Makes sense. So they team up?
They team up, and they have 3 kids together, actually. Twins first, then another boy later.
And back in Rome, Octavian's just watching all of this happen?
Watching and getting angrier by the day, he starts telling everyone that Antony forgot about Rome, that he loves this foreign queen more than his own country, that Cleopatra is dangerous, that she wants to control Rome itself.
Classic political attack, honestly. Make the public afraid of the outsider.
Exactly. And slowly, it works. He turns Roman public opinion against both of them.
Okay, so this is heading toward a war, isn't it?
Straight toward it. 31 BC, there's a massive naval battle at a place called Actium.
Naval, so this is all happening on ships.
All on ships, at sea. Antony and Cleopatra bring a huge fleet, Octavian brings his own huge fleet, and they fight for hours.
And who's winning?
Honestly, it's not looking good for Antony and Cleopatra. And then, suddenly, in the middle of the battle, Cleopatra's ships just turn around.
Wait, turn around? Like retreat?
Like retreat, completely, sailing away from the fight entirely.
Whoa, why would she do that in the middle of the battle?
Historians still debate that, honestly. Maybe she saw they were losing and wanted to save her fleet. Maybe it was pure panic. Nobody knows for sure.
And what does Antony do?
He follows her, just leaves his own fleet behind mid-battle.
Oh, that's rough for the soldiers he left there.
Extremely rough. A lot of his men feel completely betrayed, and honestly, many of them just surrender to Octavian right then and there.
Betrayed. Okay, wait, that's actually a word I want to grab because I feel like we use it a lot, but people mix it up sometimes.
Good one to grab. Betrayed basically means someone you trusted lets you down badly, on purpose, usually by being disloyal or breaking that trust.
Right, like I felt so betrayed when my best friend told everyone my secret.
Perfect example. Exactly that feeling. And that's precisely what Antony's soldiers felt, left behind in the middle of a battle by the man they were fighting for.
So after that, they just go back to Egypt?
They go back to Egypt, and honestly, at this point, they both know Octavian is coming for them next. What happens next is the part of this story that I still think about.
Okay, so what do? Just wait around?
They try to prepare, try to find allies, but at this point, nobody wants to help them anymore. Octavian's just too powerful. Too many people are afraid to be on the losing side.
That's a lonely position to be in.
Incredibly lonely. And about a year later, Octavian's army finally arrives in Egypt. There's a small battle, and Antony loses again.
And then what?
This part is honestly heartbreaking. Antony hears a rumor that Cleopatra is dead.
Oh no.
And he's so devastated, he stabs himself with his own sword.
Wait, but she's not actually dead, right?
Right, it was just a false rumor. She was completely alive. But by the time they figure that out, it's too late. Servants carry the dying Antony to her, and he dies right there in her arms.
Oh, that's genuinely tragic.
Truly tragic. And now Cleopatra is completely alone. Octavian captures her not long after.
Captures meaning she becomes his prisoner?
Exactly. That's the word, capture. When you take control of someone or something, usually by force, the soldiers captured the city after a long siege, that kind of thing.
Right, or the police finally captured the thief after weeks of searching.
Perfect. And that's what happens to Cleopatra. She becomes Octavian's prisoner, and he treats her politely on the surface, but she knows exactly what's coming.
What was coming?
He planned to take her back to Rome and parade her through the streets as a captured enemy for everyone to see, to humiliate her.
Oh, that's a nightmare for someone who ruled an entire kingdom.
An absolute nightmare, especially for a queen with that much pride. And she decides she simply cannot accept that shame.
So what does she do?
On August 12th, in the year 30 BC, Cleopatra dies.
How?
This is actually one of history's most famous mysteries. Most people say she took her own life.
And how exactly?
Some stories say a snake bit her. Others say she used poison. Honestly, nobody knows for certain.
Wow, so even her death is kind of legendary in a strange way.
Completely legendary. But here's the important part. Whatever actually happened, most historians believe she took her own life, rather than letting Octavian control the ending of her own story.
That's actually powerful in a really sad way.
It really is. She was 39 years old.
Only 39, wow.
And with her death, Egypt stops being an independent country. Octavian takes it completely, and it becomes part of the Roman Empire. An entire civilization, 3,000 years of pharaohs, just ends with her.
So she really was the last one.
The very last pharaoh of Egypt. After her, no more Egyptian kings or queens, ever again.
That gives me chills, honestly. Like she held an entire world together for as long as she possibly could. And when she couldn't anymore, she still chose her own ending.
Same, honestly. And I think that's why 2,000 years later, we're still here talking about her. She didn't just survive. She shaped history. Okay, I need a moment.
Okay, so why do you think after literally over 2,000 years, we're still sitting here talking about her?
Honestly, because she was completely different from what people expected. A woman surrounded by powerful men, and instead of just relying on beauty or connections, she used her mind.
Right, she studied science, philosophy, math, languages.
All of it. She read every book she could get her hands on, asked endless questions, wanted to actually understand the world around her.
And she wasn't perfect either, right? I feel like that's important to mention.
Definitely not perfect. She made mistakes. Some historians say she cared more about power than her own people at times. That's probably a fair point.
But she lived in an incredibly dangerous time.
Extremely dangerous. Family trying to kill each other, an empire like Rome breathing down her neck constantly. She tried to keep Egypt free, and honestly, she almost pulled it off.
And I think that's her real legacy, isn't it? Not just the romance stories, but that she fought until the very last moment.
That's exactly her legacy. Yeah, legacy is basically what people remember you for after you're gone, the mark you leave on the world.
Right, like my grandfather never went to university, but he built this small bakery from nothing. He passed away years ago, but that place is still there, still open every morning. That's his legacy.
Perfect example. And Cleopatra's legacy is this incredible reminder that intelligence, curiosity, and courage matter, even when the whole world seems to be against you.
You know, it's kind of funny, but this actually connects to what we're all doing right now, learning English.
Oh, I like where you're going with this.
Think about it. Cleopatra learned language after language, not because someone forced her to, but because she wanted to actually connect with people, understand them, open doors that would have stayed closed otherwise.
That's such a good point, honestly. Every new word you learn, every new expression, it's kind of like adding a small key to your collection.
Exactly. A key that opens a door you couldn't open before.
And nobody becomes fluent overnight, right? Even Cleopatra didn't wake up one day speaking 8 languages. It took years and years of curiosity and effort.
So if you're out there right now listening to us, maybe struggling a little with English, feeling like it's slow, just remember, every episode you finish, every new word you pick up, it's already changing something.
It really is. Small steps, consistent effort. That's genuinely how it works for languages and honestly for most things in life.
Well, David, I think we covered quite the story today.
We really did. Carpets, kings, secret boat rides, betrayal, love, war. We had it all.
Honestly, one of my favorite episodes we've done.
Same here. All right, everyone, if you enjoyed this one, seriously, hit that subscribe button. It genuinely helps us keep making more of these stories for you.
And drop a comment. Let us know what you thought. And definitely tell us which story you want us to cover next. We read absolutely everything.
We do. We love hearing your ideas, honestly. Some of our best episodes started as a comment from someone listening right now.
So don't be shy. Tell us.
All right, until next time, my friends.
Keep learning, keep listening.
And keep enjoying this whole beautiful journey.
See you in the next one, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everyone.